Hello and welcome to another Path of Exile 2 video, and today it's going to be another market analysis video. And if you don't know what these kinds of videos are, it's basically about analyzing the market developments in the past week and then making a prediction on how the market is going to be moving in 24 hours. And if these predictions are correct, most of the time we get about 10 to 20% increase in our total currency value, and if they aren't correct, we will probably only drop to 100% of our original value. So you really got nothing to lose here and a lot to gain from basically doing nothing. So for that, we are going to be looking at this data sheet that I have created, and you can also look at this data sheet in the link that I'm going to be putting in the video description, and there you can also join my Discord server where I'll be regularly sharing all of my strategies, also including this investment strategy. And if something changes, or if I got like instant changes even before the video uploads, you will see a notification there and you can react way quicker. So yeah, go ahead and join that Discord server and check out this document for yourself. If you look at it, I recommend you to open it in Excel, so to download the document, because otherwise you'll only see these different data points and not the lines, because that's Excel specific. So yeah, let's start with the analysis and let's look at the recent developments. So first of all, we got a huge drop in the omen of sinistral erasure. That drop is due to a multitude of different factors. I contribute the recent volume drop in total trades a lot to this drop, because we had a big volume in total trades right here. That was a few days ago, and now there's way less people trading. You can see that on different trade sites. So basically this value drop, it's not because that currency is less valuable, but because that currency simply doesn't have the trading volume that it had before. So there wasn't that much demand because the crafters were not buying as many, simply because they weren't online, right? So I believe that this currency is going to be going above the 100% line, which is something I have to also mention. If a currency is below this line, basically, so the 100% right here, that doesn't mean that it doesn't have any value, but that in comparison to the previous day, it simply dropped in percent to whatever that value is. So, for example, the omen of sinister erasure in comparison to yesterday, it dropped to 86% of its value. That doesn't mean that that it is now 86% of its total average value over time. We can see those things more efficiently on this long-term graph. But yeah, just wanted to say that. So if something is above 100%, it's rising in value, and if something is below the 100% line, it's basically dropping in value. Yeah, but that only in comparison to the previous day. So this is not a long-term graph, this is a short-term graph. Yeah, but because this is a short-term graph, and we can also see a couple of other different currencies here, we can look at the sinistral annulment omen. And this omen, I'm going to be investing about 30% of my stash into it, or I have already done that. And that is because it has a lessened drop in value than it had before. So while it dropped yesterday about 93% of its value, it has now only dropped 97. I mean, that makes sense because you cannot have a currency dropping every day in a lot of percent, because that would mean like that the drop is consistent. But that also means that we can assume that it's basically going to be a curve up now, and that the value is going to be rising. So I expect this line to cross the 100% line soon, since all of the other currencies have also done it. And the sinistral annul, if we look at the long-term development, still is one of the best currencies considering long-term investments. And I've also pulled off the trade right here. We invested into sinistral annul down here because it was crossing the line of the omen of whittling, and now it's up here. So yeah, basically I'm going to be putting 30% into the Sinistral Null, and because the fracture is also the fracture orb has also been very valuable in the past and in the long-term graph, it's still in second place in comparison to the Chaos Orb. I'm also going to be putting some in there, and in addition to that, I'm going to be keeping the same investment into Chaos Orbs that I had yesterday. So I got 50% of my total stash, which is made up of 123 divines total. I got 51% in Chaos Orbs, 8% in just raw divines, and then 33% right now in the Sinistral Null, and also 6.4 in the Fracture Orb. You can also see that when I look in game, got 10 divines, 1,199 Chaos Orbs, 26 Fracture Orbs, and 10 of these Sinistral Annulment things. So yeah, just make sure not to keep anything in Exalted. I only got 1% of my total stash in Exalted. So yeah, you wanna really if you really wanna do exactly what I'm doing, you will be doing that. If you want to do anything else, if you want to look at these graphs, if you want to look at the data that I've collected, look at the Excel sheet. I will be updating you on this on my Discord server. And if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like and a comment if you got any suggestions for change. So yeah, I'm out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, guys.